A lot of the times when people are trying to stop gambling, they get hyper-focused in on willpower as a way to get out. But if you've ever tried that, then you already know that that's a very difficult way of going about it. Because the problem isn't that you're weak, right? It's more about your environment being more powerful than your discipline. And gambling today is designed to be instant, frictionless, always available, and it's designed to hack into your biology. So if you don't build boundaries and systems and set up your environment to make it way easier for you to quit, then just know that you're going to be fighting forces that have built systems and spent millions of dollars doing so, that are designed scientifically and engineered to keep you hooked, right? So with that being said, I spent a nice amount of time studying behavior, especially around money, risk, and decision making. And one of the most useful frameworks that I've come across has been from a book called Atomic Habits by James Clear. And in this book, he breaks down habits into a simple loop. You have a cue, you have a craving, you have a response, and then a reward. And if you understand this loop, then you can start to break it. And you can do that by creating real levels of friction in your environment, as well as building systems to actually help you do it. So let's go ahead and talk about it. What gambling actually looks like under the hood is that you have that cue, craving, response, and reward. And the cue, right, could be something like you're bored, you're stressed, or you're watching a game. The craving might be you want excitement, and maybe just relief or a quick win. And then the response is that you do something physically, like placing a bet. And then you get that reward, which is potentially the dopamine of a win or even a loss. In reality, your brain doesn't care about a win or a loss. It just gets stimulated by the excitement of it all. So it's not even the win itself. It's right before the win or right before the loss. It's actually triggering the massive spikes of dopamine in your brain. And that's the reward that you get addicted to. So once that happens, then the loop just reinforces itself. Now you see a cue again, and you want that feeling. But what's important to understand is that you're not addicted to money. You're addicted to this feeling of anticipation. So if you want to break the habit, you can't just stop gambling. You really have to attack this whole loop. So instead of trying to rely on willpower, you're going to build boundaries at every step of the loop. So the first thing we want to do is to break the cue or your triggers, right? So you have to identify what's triggering you. Is it boredom? Is it stress? Is it when you see sports on TV? Could it be a notification from your betting apps? Or maybe just having a late night where you're all alone? And you want to remove or reduce these triggers, right? Turn off notifications. Stop following betting accounts on social media. Be intentional about when and how you're watching sports. Because if the cue never happens, then the whole loop never starts. And the second thing is you want to basically mitigate the response that you get. Next thing is we're going to skip to the response piece of this, right? Past the craving, straight to the response. And you want to make it much harder to actually respond to the craving. And this is the most practical step and honestly probably one of the most important steps. You need to make gambling inconvenient, right? So that could be deleting all the betting apps on your phone. It could be using app blockers. It could be blocking gambling sites on your phone and your computer. It could even be as intense as like turning off your phone, walking away, putting it somewhere where you can't reach it, or turning off your Wi-Fi. Because the truth is, every extra step you put between yourself and a bet lowers the odds that you'll place it. And if placing a bet requires more effort, then you basically already won half the battle. Because once again, these systems are designed to make it super easy for you to just place a bet. So you want to bring that power back to yourself. The next thing you want to do is you want to replace the reward, right? So this is where a lot of people fail, because they'll remove gambling, but then they don't replace what it was giving them, right? So your brain is just going to look for that feeling again, but you got to replace that feeling. So what gambling provides is stimulation, uncertainty, and that dopamine spike, right? So you need replacements that hit those same buttons. You know, competition. It could be something like lifting, sports, martial arts, things that you're doing yourself physically. It could be strategy games like chess or some sort of simulation games. Engagement of some sort, like building something, creating content, working on a coding project, anything like that that might be helpful for you in seeing progress in your life and being able to get an output from some input without that being something that's destructive. Your brain doesn't care what gives it dopamine, right? It just wants to complete these loops over and over again. You can build good habits the same way that you can get stuck in bad ones. So if you take anything from this at all, it's really like, don't try to just fight the urge with pure willpower. It's build yourself a system so that when you have these urges, there's nothing that urge could really do for you. It couldn't actually get you to do anything because there's so many limits and friction set up that it won't even really matter when you have the urge. So set boundaries once and let these systems do the work for you. And I've personally seen how this whole betting epidemic is just getting way out of hand. And so we actually created an app called No Dice that's designed to help you track, monitor, and also alter your gambling behavior, as well as to build community as you do it. So this app, No Dice, you can actually potentially get it for free. We're giving away the first 500 memberships totally free. And if you want access to it, you can find it at the link in the description of this video or anywhere around. And that should take you either to the wait list or for you to go ahead and get signed up. If you think that this could be helpful to someone else, definitely send them this video and maybe they could get access to No Dice for free as well. But anyways, hope this was helpful for you. If it was, let me know in the comments. If not, let me know in the comments. But until next time, peace.